Hi everyone, hola a todos. Today I'm speaking in English. We are with Daniel, and we are going to talk about RomaamoR. And RomaamoR was a path between May and June of the year 2014, and we carry out a path of conscience to transform the energy of Rome into love or amor through the message of United, which ended at the last key to the portals of the world, the Vatican. The mission was to heal the history of oppression of the Roman system through its mirror, love, and open the doors of heaven on earth. So, to start our interview, I would like for you, Dan, so if you can tell how you met Matthias and heard about RomaamoR in that year.
Okay, so I met Matthias, whom I call M for short, in February of 2014 at the LA Conscious Society Foundation convention that's held every year there. And some people had mentioned things about Matthias M that were intriguing to some of my friends. And so we went there to see what he was all about. And it was quite exciting time for me because my background, I was raised Roman Catholic and studied under the Jesuits, and they had always told me that humans could not understand the Trinity. And in the first 5 minutes of M's speech, the first speech I listened to, he explained the Trinity, which was just unbelievable to me. And I didn't even sleep that night, to tell you the truth. I was so taken aback. And he actually that day talked about RomaamoR. And it was funny when he mentioned it after explaining the Trinity and other things. It wasn't that I had to think about going on RomaamoR. It was I had to go on RomaamoR. Okay. And it's this effort, like you talk about, opening the door and changing the energy. And he explained his vision. So I made everything happen to make sure I was at RomaamoR for all of the get-togethers. And there's only 4 of us, I think, that made all of them. I'm not sure. I can't remember. There's a picture. Anyway, that's how I met him in LA in February 14. And the same day I met him, he brought up RomaamoR, and I started planning on going.
Okay, so you followed Matthias in all the paths around all the cities from May to June?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I rented a vehicle. At first, we started in Madrid and we went out by train back and forth to the spots. Then he got a vehicle and I got a big van, and we would go to every spot all the way around Spain. Then we flew together to Morocco, down through Sicily, all through Italy, and ended up in Rome. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. So what was your role at RomaamoR? What do you consider it was your role or your function?
Well, the function actually presented itself over time. I didn't know Spanish or Italian, and I had just been in 2012 and 13 just coming into my own with meditation and being able to really connect to the center of the universe. And I was a novice, actually. When I started out on RomaamoR, I didn't even connect the idea of doing meditation with the sessions. and until about the third or fourth session. So, and I got an interpreter to explain what M was talking about. He would start out talking about the bigger picture of what the whole mission was. Then he talked the particular why we were at a specific spot. So I realized even before we quit having the center at Madrid and taking trains back and forth, I needed to support him with some of the people that were traveling too. And that's why I got a bigger van. So right away, a support mission became part of what I was doing. But then what developed was after I started to use my meditation powers, and it specifically really occurred in a big way in Montserrat. And I've had some fantastic experiences with M at Montserrat, more than a few. But you know, and I have a pretty big array of experiences. You know, I've been to Antarctica with him. We went to Easter Island alone together. I sponsored him as a speaker in Malaysia last year. You know, so there's a lot of experience. But what I was able to see at Montserrat was his effort in changing this dark energy that has been stuck and open it up, open the doors with the love to let in different and new ideas and not be stuck. And so we could we could raise the awareness. And I became more involved with the mission of raising the awareness. That would be the best way to put it.
Okay, so you told me that Matthias, he was like saying about the task and about the path. So what was the task of RomaamoR? What was the task that have that path?
Well, you know, I think the best way to describe that is in his own words, actually. And I'll bring it up here. To me, it can't be said better than in the second page of his letter to the Pope. And actually, I'm very moved by this. I'm more moved by no other paragraph in my entire life than the second paragraph of this 4. But let me just say, the key refers to why go to Rome and what does it mean to turn the key? The key refers to the shape of the Vatican, to its emblems, and to the mandate of St. Peter, the keeper of the keys to heaven. This key has always been controlled by the North, with all its secrets and mandates lying beneath, guarding the truth until the moment that the heavens descend to earth. That's what we were trying to do. To turn this key is to allow for all the hidden concepts to flow towards the South, as the concepts that the North has dominated can be embodied in the New World. This is a symbol of change based in the Holy Trinity. And here's this most powerful paragraph I have ever experienced in my entire life. And it's M explaining the Trinity, of course. He says, Christians call it the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but previously it was known as the Father, the Mother, and the Child. Philosophy refers to it as spirit, soul, and body, what culture knows as sound, light, and form, and what science calls frequency and energy and matter. Our intention is to collaborate in the transformation of these concepts, bringing them back to the original meaning, returning to the source to recognize words, sound, music, frequency as the key for the ultimate, unlimited transformation that unconditional love offers us. One last paragraph. Unconditional love is love without conditions, unrestricted. And for this reason, in order for spirit to express itself in our lives, we need to express love through the liberation of our own belief systems, thus freeing others from their beliefs and their perceptions of them to be free from ourselves, and in this way, free others. It's so well put.
Yes, it has a strength that it's so powerful or that letter. So at the end of the path, all of you, but Matthias, of course, arrived to the Vatican, and then he meets the Pope. How was that? How did you experience that day?
Well, the ending of RomaamoR is really significant, and the days after. The ending itself, when activating Rome, you know, we had a bolt of lightning and later a double rainbow, and I got these pictures.
Yeah.
I've got probably hundreds of these pictures right there at the Vatican. And M was trying to do something with his phone when the double rainbow was out. And I got a bunch of these pictures that he was working with his phone, and then he finally gave up. But he didn't know I was taking all these pictures. And then he thought, go ahead, take some more pictures with our group right there. So we did that. Then we went back to, I think, the former prison, you know, where the gardens are and the refuge for the Pope is. And we had one last meeting and a meditation. And it was, he got up and talked in English at this last meeting. And he mentioned about his phone that he was trying to call the secretary of the Pope to look out his window to see the double rainbows. Well, he says, my battery went dead. So I don't know if he got the message, but the secretary of the Pope was in our group, and he raises his hand. He says, yeah, I got it. That's why I'm here. So that was significant. Days after, there was an ad hoc visit to St. Francis, where I've got St. Francis' cross here. I actually got this right after RomaamoR at St. Francis of Assisi. And there were some moving things that happened there too. So it was accumulation of a lot, and to celebrate in Rome and actually activate it and feel a little difference about where we were headed in a more hopeful way, you know, to raise awareness, open the door, use love, and so that's my experience.
It's amazing. Because after all this path, some things, speaking about energy and vibrations, changed in the whole world and in the, you know, the places that you were putting the keys. So what do you think it was the message that changed that day? You know, because you read the Matthias letter to the Pope, but what do you think it was the message that changed?
Well, what changed was this flow from the north to the south, which is so incredible. You know, the first Pope from the south and the west, for that matter. So that in a universal way, this opening the door and using love to raise the awareness and all the aspects of the Holy Trinity, to put it in alignment the way it should be. That's the reason why it happens. And every second of every day, how he explains the Trinity, we experience. And with the effort that we put together, the experience changed to a higher awareness, so that this message is getting out more now, and the awareness is changing. This is what's so hopeful about the future.
Yes, for sure. So from that day till now, it has been a lot of years. And in all this time, how do you feel related to Matthias and also Arsayian Foundation? How was your path from then till now?
Well, a lot of the effort that I was involved with them in the foundation after RomaamoR was planning the trip around the world. And I was going to pilot M. and we worked for 5 years on that. And then the pandemic occurred. At the same time, I started a foundation here in the United States, the Conscious Society Foundation. And my effort in doing that arose out of my experience with M and my awareness raising, that I wanted to spend more time and energy of my life pursuing these spiritual projects and endeavors. So in a small way, you know, I started the foundation, and then it took a few years, but I got it approved by the US government for tax deduction. So then that became an arm for M's people, followers, to give a donation. So in the last 4 months, we've become an international arm for helping the flow of money from donations back to help support M and his activities. So those are kind of the hands-on aspects. I would say the hands-off kind of thing is that I just have a deeper awareness because of the experiences after RomaamoR, during RomaamoR, you know, on Easter Island or Antarctica or you know, Malaysia, especially Montserrat. Montserrat is a very special place. And we've had some really great experiences with M there, opening our eyes, my wife and I, Brenda. So it's just higher awareness. And so hands-on wise, we're still very in a mode to help M any way we can. We support them.
Okay, so just to finish this interview, because we have been through all the path, you can tell us which cities were visited at that point. You know, we talk about the last step on the path that was the Vatican, but which other cities were visited?
Oh, you mean on RomaamoR?
Yes.
I visited all of them.
Okay, so you did all the path next to Matthias.
I mean,
following
all of, yes. Yeah, in fact, I supported Enrique with the bowls, and I paid for him to come to Rome. I thought it was that important. He drove all the way from Spain to Rome. No, I was on every city, and it was an unbelievable experience. Unbelievable to go. The only other thing that tops that is when we went to Easter Island, just M and I. We were together for 2 weeks, just him and I. Yeah. So that was a very deep experience for me. And I interviewed him for 50 hours, which we have a book that's going to come out about this interview. So, you know, RomaamoR.
So how was that? You were talking for, sorry, you were talking for 15 hours, non-stopping?
50. 50.
Oh, 50. Oh.
I was recording him.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I had 2 iPads, and I did my recording with this one and my notes with another one while we were driving. And we drove all across Argentina. He wanted to take me to where the new humanity will spring out of the Andes.
Yeah.
And then I said, geez, we're really close to Santiago. We could go to Easter Island if we could get there. And he said he would go if I go. So we extended the trip and drove, which I didn't know there was a pass over the Andes to drive. And he had friends in Santiago, and we flew from Santiago to Easter Island. Fantastic experience there at Easter Island. We actually had a meditation. We were there one full day. We came in one day, overnight, full day, and then the next day I left. Well, the day we were there with the night, we prepared a meditation, and it got dark, and then the weather hit, and it was a hurricane, and it was a blood full moon too. And so we actually did a meditation with a blood moon through the eye of a hurricane on Easter Island.
Oh,
And after we left, they had an earthquake and actually shut the airport down. It was quite an amazing trip.
that was in what year?
I think that would be 14 or 15.
Okay, so it was right next to RomaamoR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Everything that every single person lives next to Matias, it's super, you can explain to others sometimes. It's super meaningful, and everything. It's just incredible how the
It
universe
is.
talks.
Yeah, exactly. The Circuit of the Heart was filmed by me, recorded by me. That's on YouTube, which
Yes.
he really starts from the beginning of time. Unbelievable. So yeah, he has the Akasha Records hookup, and that's the beauty of his power and knowledge and grace.
Yes, totally, totally. So now you're collaborating with the Shosoi Path through your foundation in the United States. And it's a very huge work what you are doing and Matias is doing, and also we are doing from Argentina. And everything is like going on with just flowing. So how can you tell about this situation?
Well, it is the flow, and it always has been the flow, and the secret is to be in the flow of things. M allows you more allowance to get in the flow with your awareness increase. So you know, the major thing too is that we're all together, and his message brings that to bear, that we are all the same great spirit. And when we realize that, then we become in service. And so I'm privileged actually to help M in any way I can. And he knows this. He knows that he can count on Dan for sure.